What's up,
Legacy.
guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Home Theater Hangout with myself, Digital Don Dunn. And then we have a special guest today, Mr. Casey.
Yeah.
What's up, Casey? I've never met Casey in my life, but apparently
No.
Digital Don knows Casey pretty well.
Very well. He is a super cool dude, super knowledgeable, and has a kick-ass theater.
He does
Thank you.
have a kick-ass theater. I think this is going to be on the roast for tonight.
No,
Oh no,
Oh,
but
that's the
picture-
old version.
ah,
picture-
Yeah, you
Oh,
can roast that version. That's okay.
Yowza. This video comes to us courtesy of Michael, aka Youth Man. We'll roast this a little bit later. We'll get to know Casey a little bit first, though, before we
Thank you.
deep dive into Casey.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to change.
Careful what you find.
So what's new? Do you have any topics for today besides Casey's home theater?
I don't know. I was just in here kicking it with you guys.
Don Smith. All right, so I did a couple of live streams earlier on in the day, just in case you guys missed it. So I've been having some 30-minute sessions with Matt Pose of Pose Acoustics on YouTube about how to retrofit or build a theater into your home. So Matt's been kind of helping me do that for my theater. We tackled sound isolation last week, and then today we tackled flooring options for someone that has a concrete floor. How would you build a subfloor? What are the best stuff to use for that? Best tools and stuff, and then also how to build a riser and whether or not we should turn the riser into a bass trap or not. That I don't know if Don has any inputs on risers or not, but he gave me some ideas for that. He says he doesn't think there's too much merit in it, but it doesn't hurt to drill a couple holes in the back of the riser.
Well, we did that at Gene's house when we did his theater. So, how cool is that, having one of the handful of top people in the world at acoustics and room design and speaker design and calibrating systems? I mean, I talk to Matt every day. We work together on some Keystone projects. The guy is absolutely amazing. He's just busy.
We're talking about Matt, right? Not you.
Matt Pose.
Okay, just clarifying that.
We're always talking about Don.
Oh, I'm not that guy, dude. Trust me. I'm not really. No, it's cool though. Matt brings a lot to the table, Shane.
I've spoken
Yeah,
to
of course,
Matt a
yeah.
few times. I'm gonna try to cop some Crosons before the end of the year. When I do, he's gonna come over and do a calibration for
Did
me.
he reach out to you again? He's like, oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
spoke to him. Yeah, we talked a few times. He's a good dude. Busy, but a good dude.
Yeah, well.
What why do you need Crosons? What kind of stuff you got in there now?
I have two. I have two full Martys sitting in the front.
Clipses? Gold clipses?
Yeah, they're both clips. Full, that's their special line that no one knows.
When you come over to my house, you're gonna throw rocks in the Marty's.
Yeah. So the thing really. So basically, all of that space that you see right there,
Yeah.
around those two 15-inch subs, that's just totally full. That's just the
the Marty's
cabinet
take up the
for
whole.
each of.
They're
Yeah,
huge.
yeah. They're
In the
massive.
words of your favorite guy, Donald Trump, Casey, huge.
Did you get his sneakers?
What's that?
Did you get his sneakers?
Who, Trump's?
Yeah.
I know, but I'd buy that shit. I'd wear that shit proudly.
You better get
I
those
got
sneakers.
motherfucker.
That man, he's got to build a foot, so you need to go buy them. But anyway, yeah. So all of that space is pretty much filled up now with those models. But the thing really is that I didn't think that it was going to make as much of a difference as it did, but those 18s kill my house, and my house is almost like 6,000 square feet, and you can literally be on one side of the house, totally opposite from the
Dude,
side
you
of the
got
house.
two
that the theater
18s the
is.
size of refrigerators. What do you expect?
Yeah, they're
they-
massive. So I
Man.
want to be able to bring them down some, but still feel the tactile the tactile response. So
Mhm.
it's
Sealed. Sell them and get sealed. Trust me.
that's possible
Please.
too.
Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. And most of the, real home theater gurus and people that don't,
Mhm.
sealed. Just more of them. You know what I mean?
But I love those. I built them myself.
I know you do, but just come in my house, dude. And better yet, let's go to Matt Pose's place in Sarasota. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah, I've
Come on.
seen pictures of his room. That's tight. Yeah.
I think he's got a video, right? I think Michael shot a video for him.
Yeah,
Did
he
he?
did.
Okay. Yeah.
It's you'd be hard pressed to find a more technically correct theater, from acoustics to room design to equipment choices
Mhm.
to processing to calibration. Matt's got top shelf stuff, dude. He just
Yeah.
really does. Those per listen architectural speakers are the bomb.
Really.
Super dynamic, incredible. They play incredibly loud, incredibly clean, very clear, and he's just got the right acoustic treatments in it. Matt knows what he's doing. He really does. And he's got some other stuff going there. I don't think I'm probably allowed to talk about, but he's
Mhm.
got a turn off. Just saying.
Mhm.
He's got waveforming in there. I think you're allowed to say that.
Maybe. I
I'm
don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
don't know.
really what I'm really excited to hear is how the acoustics are in the room because he's got like marble floors if I'm not mistaken, right?
It's
Yeah.
not marble. It's a
It's
composite
like slate or something.
material.
Yeah.
It's not
Is
real
that what
marble.
it is? Okay.
Looks like marble, but it ain't marble.
Yeah.
He sent it to me today. What is it? It's called.
I think so. The door to his theater, and if I'm wrong, I'm probably not that far off, is about 600 pounds, 4
Yeah,
to
it looks like
like
super thick.
maybe
Yeah,
4,
I
but
see what
it's
you're saying.
just stupid heavy.
Yeah.
Took like 4 people to carry it up the stairs to put it on. And now he had 4 12 RBHs or 2 dual 12s, and which hammered in that room. Now he's added 4 RTJ 18s, just like I have with the matching amplifier. So him and I actually have the exact same. I have 2 dual 12 RBHs and 4 RTJ 18s with the amp, and he's got the same setup, but in an actual theater room, not an open space room like I have.
Is
these
it the
trailers,
RTJs
hard
like
to
the
do a
one
theater
Kellen
room
is
in a
selling?
trailer. What's that?
They're the RTJ. They're the same ones as the ones that Kellen is selling right now.
Yes, same
Okay.
ones. And highly, 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 I can't recommend the sub enough. I mean, it's absolutely on par with a per listen or any of the ultra high end subwoofers out there. It is. I've heard them all, owned a ton of them, listened to them in multiple rooms. I've never heard a better sub. Now you might need a couple more of them. They're not going to give you the output of a ported sub, but the accuracy is on the next level. I'm telling you, it's insane. You could have an ultra $300,000 high end 2-channel system and use these subs and fall in love with them. They're just that good. They're that good.
But now
And
you need to have you need to have the same subs to use waveforming in Trinov.
I think he's got
you have to
different
have
ones.
subs in the back of the room. I'm not getting too deep into waveforming. I'll let Matt explain that more. But I think you have to have a certain amount of subs in the back of the room.
Yeah, he said he's got them on the floor right now. And what does he have? His RBHs in the back and then the per listens and then the RTJs in the front.
Dual 12 RBHs, which essentially they equal the output of a single 18. They really do. They may not quite dig quite as deep, real close, but to upper and mid to upper bass articulation, they're just the bomb, and they have tremendous output. He's got 2 of those in the back. I have the bottom of my 2 front towers in my big system, the RBH SVTR, have the dual 12 RBHs, a little bit different cabinet. And then I've got the 4 RT. We both share the 4 RTJ 18s with the matching amplifier. And it's 2,500 watts per 18. So if you got 4 of them, it's kick ass, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
I
heavy.
couldn't even. When I die, I want to sarcophagus of made of 18 subs from RTJ. I mean, they're just that good. I've never had anything like it. I haven't, and I've had JL, M and K, blah blah blah. I mean, maybe I've had 20 of them, but
Hmm.
these things, man, are just world class.
Yeah.
Please stop by
Right.
and listen.
I had somebody leave a comment the other day on my Perlison video. On the it was the Perlison D15, which I think is like $6,000 now.
Which is it's incredible stuff, like by any immeasurable sense.
They're like, you can buy two JTR, what is it, Captivator 4000s or something like that for like the same price.
Dude, listen, it's about what you like and what you want to see and what you want to listen to. I mean, if you're looking for a little bit of style and equal performance, because those dual 15s are just stunning, absolutely stunning. They're monstrous. They're way bigger than the 18s that I have, but they're beautiful. Like you can look. It's a really kick-ass looking product. And so if you had a set of Perlissons or super high-end towers or whatever in the Perlisson subs, it looks very, very cool. And people say it doesn't matter, but yeah, hell yes, it matters. When I'm looking at my system, I'm like, yeah, that's badass. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't we all? If we say we don't, we're lying to ourselves. Come on, Casey. Tell me you have one in your theater room and lay back and be like, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when you got those 18s.
I do every once, but I told you, like to me, my room is like the Falcon, baby. It's she's not much to look at. But she's got it where it counts.
That's a good looking room.
It's alright.
Your room, dude. Man.
It's alright.
It's alright.
It's alright. It's got
What's
something
this?
in there.
You got SDP 55?
Yeah, I bought that because of you, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Because of me. Did I give it a good review?
You gave it something. I don't know if you want to call it a good review.
You mother beep.
You got the tone winner?
Go back to the amps. I like the amps.
The tone winner?
Love those. Yo,
Listen,
I live by those amps, man.
This is Casey's old system.
Did you get that from me?
He has seen the light and found Kaleidoscape.
Did you buy the Zapiti from me?
Nah.
No?
I bought it directly from what's the dude's name that worked at Zapiti?
Raphael.
Raphael, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to him since they went to Arvolution.
Why not?
I don't know. He's been real quiet ever since then. I think I sent him an email and it was about some of my gripes with the system, and I never heard back from him after that.
What's the matter? What's the matter with it? Besides it being a little, what's the matter? Besides it being a little slow.
It was just nah. You know what? Honestly, I didn't even think it was slow. At least not on my system. It wasn't slow. It was just, I'm looking for something to manage files, and at the time, at least I don't know what it's like now, but at the time, Arvolution didn't. It didn't allow you to edit the metadata.
Yeah. Well, you can.
I don't know if you can now, but you couldn't then. Arvolution wouldn't allow you to edit the metadata. Like if you went into the edit section, you would only see the name of the movie or the content that you were watching, and then you'd have maybe I think maybe the director's name or something like that. And then you could edit the labels and stuff like that. But you couldn't go to the metadata section and change it to HDR, SDR, or what the aspect ratio was and stuff like that. You couldn't do any of that with Arvolution in the beginning. And then they didn't have a PC or a computer app. So apparently that's where it's supposed to be now. And if I read a few articles correctly, it is in there now, but still the app doesn't allow you to edit the metadata. So that kind of threw me off.
Are you talking Arvolution or Zapiti?
No, Arvolution. Zapiti had all of that.
Yeah. Oh, Arvolution doesn't have that.
Yeah, Arvolution doesn't have that. The other thing that it didn't have was the you see how in the background the
poster wall?
Yeah, the poster wall fits the CinemaScope screen.
Yeah.
It doesn't do that now. Even if I use and when I use the Mav VR to scale it, I don't like that shit at all. So
did you so you put the new Arvolution software in the Zapiti?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it works good though. Is it snappier than the old version?
It definitely is snappier. I mean, I'm not gonna say that your thumbnails pop up as faster than Zapiti's software, but you can definitely scroll up and down super quick.
Yeah.
It's definitely faster with uploading that way. So
What I used to do is I would never turn it off. I would always keep it turned on, so that way the thumbnails are always in cache.
okay.
Because if you
I,
turn it off
I
and turn it back on, it has to reload everything.
Yeah. So I had a Zapiti NAS. So it was definitely faster than having a cloud account because your account was basically sitting local. So it was definitely faster than having a cloud account. But they still the Arvolution still doesn't have um the capability to have your account local on the NASs. So I don't honestly I don't use it that much. Now that I got Kaleidoscape, I just
Yeah.
I'm like,
What
fuck it.
you
Oh,
have
you done you done
that
grown
evil
up
product
already.
I know,
that's so
right? Look at me.
overpriced.
You done grown
Nobody,
up.
they're just ripping people off. How
Yeah.
dare you enjoy that product? So
Listen, I'll
Hold
be
on.
real
they
with
bring
you.
Did
I
you
can
just say?
understand why everybody says that. I
Did you
can
just say
understand it.
you
So
you got Kaleidoscape and Matt VR in your system? How
woo.
yeah, I
dare
bought
you? How
both of
dare
them.
you? How
Yeah,
dare you?
I bought both of them last year. And I like them both. I definitely feel like the Envy is not worth its asking price. Though I love
Yowzas.
what it does, I
Woo.
don't feel like it's worth its asking. It's definitely, but I feel that way about both the main video processors. I feel that way about the Envy. I feel that way about the Lumagen. I feel like they're both overpriced. But
Really?
what if you are a video file? What
Yeah.
they do for you, you just can't get anywhere else. So you know,
It's the price to pay. The cost to be the boss, man. I know it.
yeah,
There's not like 3,700 products you can buy.
yeah,
And I know the people at Mad VR and they're committed to quality and video.
yeah.
But
Oh, they are.
but the issue, nobody barks at the Mad VR. The Kaleidoscape, however, is always a point of contention for people, and I don't know why.
It's,
What's your
it's
experience?
because
You asked me
it's,
about it. We talked about it. You asked several people, I'm sure. Now that you invested and own a Kaleidoscape as a
well, it's
video,
because
you're a video
there's
file.
there's
Tell
no
me.
other really means to compare the Mad VR to
Right.
anything else.
Right.
But there is a means. There's a cheaper alternative for the Kaleidoscape.
Right. Well,
So
I
that's
mean,
why you're going to get more people.
technically, there is a cheaper alternative to Mad VR 2, and that's Lumagen, right?
Well,
So
Yeah, it's still a little pricey though for what it
no,
does.
yeah,
it
it is. It
Yeah.
is. As far as the Kscape is concerned, it's my go-to. Like, there's just
Yeah.
it's no question, and it's like I understand why a lot of people have gripes with it.
sure.
Well, at least the ones who are being ethical about it.
Well,
The ones
all
that
of
are
us
just
poor
lying
people.
about it, the ones that are lying about it, the ones that are fronting like they tested it and they didn't. You can always
hmm
ask them like 2 or 3 questions and know, okay,
hmm
motherfucker, you lying. You haven't touched this thing.
Right.
But when you get it and actually have some time to use it in practical application,
Mm.
I give it like 3 weeks. I don't think that anybody who tries it is going to be like, yeah, I can send this shit back. It's got some really 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 good bells and whistles in it that
Yeah.
just really
That
refine your
navigation
room.
menu is second to none. There's
Yeah,
nobody who can touch that. Dude.
it is, but like it is, but it isn't. So like
Oh yeah.
it's
Okay.
like when you turn on the so there are 2 ways to filter that screen, the movie
Mhm.
thumb wall screen, right? There's the alphabetical one, and then there's the one where when you choose anything, the rest of the screen changes, and
Yeah.
it just shows you thumbnails. That screen, I fucking can't stand that screen because I'm
I
like,
wish it.
how do you find anything here?
Yeah, I wish it was like the Zapidi where it's alphabetical and then
Yes,
Walt wouldn't move. Like have that option to just keep it
yeah,
alphabetical.
Okay.
I agree too. I
Yeah.
agree too. But I
That's
mean,
cool.
and again, it like Kscape, I have my gripes with it, but overall, there's
Oh,
no
you kind of
question
dug
which
it.
one I use more, man.
Yeah.
Just no question.
Well, you started a group, of people that own Kaleidoscapes.
Well, I
Did
didn't
you?
start the group,
Oh, you
but
did.
I didn't start the group, but I am an
Okay, but
admin for the group.
you're an admin, the
Um,
major player on it. But
yeah, my
I mean,
friend
I
Steve.
just think it's the best product out there. I know it's expensive. I don't have one. Not yet. I will at some
Hmm.
point. I'm going to acquire one. I feel that the squeeze is worth the juice on that. It's just a great high end to know that you can just download movies very quickly,
Hmm.
first run, better than better than most Blu-ray quality. I mean, at
Mhm.
least equal, if not, and usually uh, data wise better. It's just
Mhm.
a great product. I just love it, and you get the uncompressed audio. That's the best
Yeah,
part. In my
and I
Did
think that's
you?
okay. Sorry, go ahead, Shane.
I was gonna say, did you pick up Aliens? By the way.
Ooh,
I have not picked it up yet.
I'm
I'm
turning my
about
back.
to. You know
I'm
what the problem
almost
is? So
cutting it
let me
off.
tell you guys right now. Let me tell you guys
Cutting it
right now
off.
what the problem is. I am an advocate D2D user. Okay? Like if I'm gonna purchase anything, I'm going through D2D first.
Uh huh.
Right? So I have it on Blu-ray and I cataloged the movie and
Mm.
the price went from $27 I think to like 15. And I'm just
Yeah.
gonna be real with you. I own like 230 movies right now, and I would say at
Already?
least yeah. But let me tell you why.
Already?
Because at
You've
least
had it
out
like
of the
2 weeks,
two
right? Damn.
out of the
Uh,
235 movies that I own, I think about 215, 220 of them I bought for $5 each because of D2D. So it's
Really?
hard for me to go, all right, I'll pay $15 for this when I already own it. So I'm like, I don't
It's got an
already own
Atmos mix.
Aliens in
but you know
4K,
what? You got
so I'm
options,
like,
bro.
I'll check it out.
Bro, you got Blu-ray, HD Blu-ray player. You get a whole. You got it, dude.
Yeah, but I'm a
You're like, I'm so
videophile. Like,
proud of you from somebody that was just kind of do it yourself to a
mhm,
point. You know what I mean? You had Jody
yeah.
build all those panels and different stuff.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
you've made a real progression. Like you said, your system has it where it counts. You
yeah.
didn't really. It's not a bad looking theater, but like aesthetics were not your first focus.
No,
Your
I
whole
didn't care about aesthetics at all, to be
was
honest with
that wasn't an
you.
insult, right? Did that come out right? No, I'm
No, I didn't
it's
take an
clean,
offense to it
but
because I
it's
didn't.
clean.
That was
It's
true.
clean, like it's clean.
Yeah.
It's not like
One of my
look.
homeboys that lives in Georgia, his name is Ali Drake. Shout out to Ali. He
I heard of
has
him.
one of the most gorgeous front stages I've seen. And it's not a front stage where the speakers are behind the screen. But it just I look at it every time I look at his pictures, I look back at my front stage, I'm like, ah damn, you gotta
What's
fix
he got
this.
for audio?
Ooh boy, I don't even want to lie to you and tell you that I know. I know that there's a lot of PSA going on in there. He's got JTR's. I think he just changed all of his speakers in his bed layer to JTR's. He's got
Oh, it hammers,
like
man.
he's got an insane amount of bass in that room. Like I remember going into it. He's got what is it? What's it called? The riser. He's got a riser and he's got subs in the riser. Um,
Uh-huh.
and he's got Crosons in the back seat too. Man, going through that, I was like, bro, turn this shit down. Turn it down. I got a headache. I
It's
got
a
nausea.
wee bit loud for me. Can you
I
please
got
turn it down?
yeah. I got a headache. I
Uh,
got a stomach ache. I'm
That's
nauseous.
that's
I'm
the
turning. Wait,
It's
see this?
insane.
Second time I'm turning my back on you, man. It's too loud. If it's too
that's the
loud,
that,
if
I'm
it's
not
too
a
that's the
bass
one
loud,
head
thing.
though.
then you're too
Like
old.
That's the one thing I don't get. Like sometimes I've been to a couple theaters that are
Taking
like
your
super
car, dude.
super heavy on the bass like that, and it looks impressive on pictures and stuff like that. And if you can crank it, it's impressive. But I'm like, yo, where's the finesse? There's no finesse in this. It's just like it's just overbearing. Like when those guys have like 818s or like 824s, I'm just like, come on,
yeah,
man. I was like, this ain't no finesse in this. This is just like
yeah.
you're just
Yeah,
pummeling
well, if
me.
it's properly calibrated, I think you'd be all right. I mean, I can say that that system at Cedia that I heard with Ascendo and Trinov was super clean. Clean.
Mhm.
They just had the bass turned down. Like if they would have the amount of transducers they had in that and gigantic subwoofers from 21s and whatever, who knows what, maybe 32s. I'm sure it could have crushed your skull. And I heard that they did some demos with the bass turned up and it was like a visceral experience. But when I heard it, it may not have crushed my skull, but I tell you what, it was super clean.
Yeah.
So you can have a lot of subs and have it clean.
So Rob James says you can alphabetize the poster wall in the web interface.
Yeah, you can. Because there are two options for it, right? It's the you can you have the alphabetical option, and then you have the shuffle option. And the shuffle option is the one I'm talking about. Like you can't find shit on that screen. Not if you
Yeah, yeah.
not if you first looking. It's like you gotta just keep scrolling
Yep.
either right or down and hope you find what you're looking for. I hate that shit.
If it's alphabetical, can you still go side to side, or is it just up and down?
Yeah, well, on the alphabetical sorting, you can go side to side, and then all of the rows, the middle row is the one that'll start at like A. And then all the
Oh,
rows
okay.
above and below will
Those are
start a
shuffle.
few letters ahead or a few letters behind. So once you get used to it, that's
Hmm.
it's to me that's just in my opinion it's the simplest way to do it. I love
I'll
it.
check it out once I plug mine in again. Hopefully, it still works. I haven't used it in 3 months.
That should work.
That's interesting. All right.
So, what
Anybody
is
see any?
you have a theater to roast that you speak of, sir?
Yeah, I was gonna roast his, but it just changed. So it's like, what's the point of roasting it?
It's like roasting in the past, the past,
Yeah.
the past, the past.
Casey, do you go to the movies?
Rarely.
Did
Casey,
anybody see
you ever
Madam
leave
Web?
your house?
Anybody see Madam Web?
I don't think anybody that I know has seen Madam Web. It's gotten so much bad press.
I saw Madam Web.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was better than Morbius.
That's not a lot to say.
Yeah, it's like saying you won the gold medal.
It's like, yeah, exactly. That's like just giving somebody a participation trophy. Like that's not that's not saying a lot, Shane.
It was.
You know what? I like them better than Nickelback.
Nickelback.
This guy has there's a bunch of like movie trailers that they've taken, but they put the Nickelback song as the trailer music. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos or not, but it's just movie trailer. It works for a lot of the stuff like Batman Begins,
Really?
like Spider-Man. Yeah, dude, it works. I forgot what the.
No.
It's all the co-invergence of the universe, man. It's all sound waves, and it all makes sense and locks in. That's why everything measures up, dude. You know what I'm saying?
No, but Madam Web though, you would think a superhero movie they would have the characters maybe in the superhero costumes, but this is just essentially Madam Web, who isn't really Madam Web yet. She's an EMT technician. She has to go and save these three girls. It's almost like a Terminator-esque type of thing. Like they want to, like this, the villain wants to go back and kill all these girls, these three young teenagers before they get old, become superpowered, and kill him in the future.
Okay.
So he's having these dreams and premonitions of these three girls ready to kill him in the future. So he's like, I'm gonna go kill these three girls first. And then Madam Web runs across the three girls and has these flashback visions of, she can tell time. It's almost like a spidey sense. She can read into the future by a little bit. And she runs across the three girls and like, oh, I got to save these three girls from the bad guy who's going to kill them. And so it's basically them going through New York with Madam Web, or the EMT at the time. And then it culminates into this big battle at the end under a big Pepsi sign. And then that's when she loses her vision. And then
Clearly they owe Pepsi money.
Yeah. Pepsi makes an appearance through a lot of the movie.
They're gonna get a bigger lawsuit than Michael Jackson did.
And then the last shot of the movie is them in full costume. I was like, yo, this should have been the movie. Like, this would have been probably pretty cool. But it was just like three teenage girls running around New York with some chick that can see the future. I was like, man, no. I was like, this is. I was like, no, this is just not good.
You know, fucking Siskel and Ebert. I tell you that.
I mean, I don't listen. I'll give it a shot. Like I gave, I remember the Marvels had really bad publicity, and I gave Marvels a shot, and I actually ended up liking the movie. And I remember I texted Don, and Don was like,
"Oh my
That's
god!"
bullshit. I'm like, I did, but I went into the movie with very low expectations, right?
Okay, so you would probably like Madam Web.
Yeah, I don't know because I didn't like Morpheus at all.
I got some waterfront property in Arizona to talk to you about.
I didn't. Listen, I looked at the Marvels and I'm like, okay, this story is very on the surface. Like there's no depth to it. But as long as I could get past that, I could enjoy it some. But I remember
Shane,
Morpheus, I hated the entire time. I cringed when we saw Matt
that's what
Smith
we can.
do that fucking dance. He's like, "Oh, have sex." I was like, "Oh, stop, turn it off."
Hold on.
We
The
got to bring
Marvels.
Casey and do a weekly show or a bi-weekly show and talk about movies and shit we've seen. Oops, sorry.
We should, man. Shane, man, I miss your movie. What you call it? I gotta tell you
Dude,
that.
I liked your reviews.
Yeah, I miss your movie.
I didn't like the one you
Alright.
just did because it was silly, but I like your reviews in general. When you take them out and you write it down, you
Hold,
brought them up.
hold on, Casey. You like the Marvels with the singing planet?
Nah, that shit was whack. Definitely.
The Marvel.
If you gonna start picking spots of the movies, I can tell you quick. No, that was terrible. I didn't know what they were thinking about when they did that.
Did you like Aquaman 2? That's a
It was
litmus
okay.
test.
It was okay. My
Ah.
nephew, he actually liked it a lot, but I thought it was
You
it was
believe in
cool.
abortion, don't you?
It was.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Why you gotta start getting all Florida on me now?
That's what it was, an abortion.
I thought it was pretty
With a
cool,
hanger.
but you could just kind of tell that like Jason Momoa just really
He was
didn't
not
give a
into it.
fuck
He was like,
into that movie. Like he's way
wish I would have
bigger.
signed that contract. At least I got $100 million.
Yeah, like he's way bigger in the movie. He's not like you know, like the guy's always in some kind of shape, but he's not in Aquaman shape at all. That's why they never took his shirt off or anything like that, right?
never
Like
did that.
he's even in the
You're
water,
so
and he's
fucking
just like,
judgmental. Take your shirt off, bitch. Let's do a survey. Casey? Jason Momoa.
listen, stop
Same with me,
defending
man.
him. He's not here, okay? So
That's what the
I'm
whole
watching
thing
it, and I'm just kind of like, okay, but I did enjoy their him and his brother's dialogue because it was the most that you really got to see them spend time with each other, and I did enjoy how he treated his little brother. Like you're an asshole, but I love you anyway, and I enjoyed that part of the story.
That hit home or something?
Did I hit home?
You know,
I
this
hate
is
my
the
brother.
internet. That shit never goes away.
I hate my brother.
Your brother like, that motherfucker.
Shout out to my brother because I don't want him thinking Don got me over here talking some bullshit.
Don't
You know I love you, bro.
Yeah, no, you drove that car into the ditch, not me.
Did you? How did it sound? Did you watch it at your house?
I pretty much
Is-
watch. I don't really go to back to the what you actually asked me. I very rarely go to the movies. I got tickets to see Dune 2. But the last time I went to the movies since then was to see Avatar 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the last time I've been. So
Damn. All right. You're not a supporter of the arts.
it's it's not that I'm not a supporter of the art. I mean, at least I'm buying the movie when I watch it. But it's just what it is, man. Like I've gone to multiple cinemas, Dolby Atmos cinemas, and I bring my whole family with me. And when we leave, everybody's just like, we could have watched that in the house, right?
Hey,
And like
Casey,
even my wife Jody, she's like, when we went to see Avatar the last time that we went, when we saw the Avatar, she was like, I mean that was lit, but we could have waited to watch this in the house.
And not 3D.
I gotta
High
ask you
frame
something,
rate.
bro.
True, not in 3D. That's
Hold on,
true.
me and Casey gotta have a moment here.
No,
Look,
this
dog.
would be some bullshit.
No, it is. Thought we was gonna get together and watch this Dune movie in IMAX. What's up, man? We ain't cool like that. Like I thought we were like.
We can go see it.
What
We
day you
could-
going? What day you
I'm
going?
Go
gonna-
to the early premiere. I got my boy coming from Orlando.
No, you're
We're gonna
not.
see it in IMAX. So
What am I
I'm just
going to see? I'm going to see it Thursday. I think this Thursday.
Are you really? I'm going to see it on that
Thursday.
Saturday.
Thursday.
I think that's the
Thursday.
second.
I'm gonna see it. I think we're gonna see it as soon as it opens. It opens.
Yeah.
Did you see the Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
rating?
It's like
God,
97 or something like that.
Yeah.
like the highest ever of any movie. Like crazy.
Yeah.
Not
No?
ever, but it's high.
I mean, it's close. You get in the past
It's the
95,
best
although
ever.
there ain't that many that's gonna be better. You're up there if you're doing that good. But you know what it is though, the critic score and the audience score. It's
It's
very
always
rare that
they
they're
match
Yeah.
up.
on
No,
par with
In
totally.
each other.
line, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually the audience scores higher and the critic scores lower because they're
yeah.
pretentious pricks. But the effervescence in the filmscape of this movie, it just escaped me. The pacing was wrong and the dialogue was
Yeah.
evidently childish.
I mean,
Well,
look, they made
I'm going to
Shut
see
up.
it. I'm doing IMAX on Thursday, and then Dolby on Friday, and then I do my after my Dolbyverse IMAX comparison video for it. Those always
okay.
get views. People love those views.
Yeah, that's important.
Yo, Casey, I
Yeah.
heard they got a screen that theater up at the Grove on
Hmm.
54 and 75.
Hmm.
You know where they've got all the little uh, metal containers that they have shops in out and whatnot. But
Hmm.
that theater's they supposed to have a theater with 3 screens in that. How crazy would that be, dude?
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be. I'll look into it, man. I'll set that
Yeah,
up.
we should go check that out.
Oh, for sure.
Did you see those buckets they got?
Those buckets are crazy, son. Did you see them,
Let me
Don?
see.
Look it up if you haven't seen them. Those buckets are nuts. Yo, look
Look at the buckets.
what is happening here. It looks like something that resembles a BDSM tool. That's the best I can say. I'm like, I don't want that. I'm just give me a regular bucket, please.
You hate
I'm
us
totally
because
getting one.
you ain't us.
Um,
I'm
It reminds
totally.
me of a girl I knew one time.
I don't know, man. I don't know about those buckets.
Sam?
I went to go see Madam Web, and they had one on display, so we get to look at it. It's a nice bucket. It's like made out of metal, like tin,
Oh,
and
is it really?
then
Metal?
yeah.
Like,
So it's not plastic or paper
That's
or
exactly
plastic.
what I thought it was.
Yeah, nah. It's a like a tin. It's a tin bucket, and the butthole in the top
20
there.
years
I was
of being
like,
$5,000 right? Hey, you better, I take all of them. Come on, hook me up. I'll give you extra. I'm
Oh
retired.
my
It's my
goodness.
retirement right here.
Did they tell you how they were selling them?
no, I don't think they were selling them at the time. It was just there for you to look at because like I guess it's like it was on SNL and then whatever. So it's
Yeah.
like a big topic. So I guess people want it.
It was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, I held it up to him.
Somebody in the comments said I
Kind of
always
valid.
wanted a Doom fleshlight.
You gotta come on. We gotta do our own. If Shane doesn't want to have us back, we'll go do our own shit, dude.
10 points for that man there.
Look, if people are offended by this shit, I mean, what's wrong with y'all people? We just trying to have fun up in here. Home theater talk. How bad could that be? We get a
Oh,
little
man.
metaphor here and there that's escaped.
But it's just weird. I mean, be honest. It's just weird. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but yeah, man, I don't know.
What a bunch of assholes.
I feel like
The
we're
asshole
going to see
bucket.
some
But,
weird.
Oh my gosh, they're selling on eBay for $200 right now. Oh fuck, I'm
That's
buying a couple
crazy.
of them. I'm buying a couple of them then when I
the
go to the
movie's
movies.
not even out yet, dude. But are
Well,
we
how
gonna
much
get
are
in
they?
line?
I,
when
I
you
guess
open
it's
the
going to be
theater?
a limited supply. Maybe
I'm
is
gonna
that
buy
what it is?
two. I'm gonna buy 2 or 3 of them when I go because I'm going early, so I'm gonna buy them.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll say you one.
You send me a picture of it, I'll be like, oh god. I'm,
Be like the ultimate
I'm,
Christmas
call,
gift.
I'm gonna tell Jody to call
Stan ain't
Joey.
it?
I'm gonna tell Jody to call Joey and be like, look, take that shit away from him,
Come on, come on.
or he's not going to work
Can't be
on
having
Monday.
them alien rectums up in here.
Oh man.
Oh, wow, this has deteriorated fast. Are we gonna
I'm-
roast
I-
the theater besides Casey's Ghost Theater from 5 years ago?
Hey
When he
man,
had clip, shh,
you should have asked for some new
clip, shh.
pictures. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm sure you got some pictures there, no?
Let me tell you guys something. As soon as I got, it was we all like congregated at like 7:45. As soon as I get in the stream, first thing Shane don't say hi to me. He doesn't say, "Hey man, how you doing?"
Hey,
Blah, blah, blah. Like no introduction, no greeting, nothing. He's just give me the link to your video. I'm like, what
like
video?
like a pit bull walks to somebody's house with a pit bull.
Like god damn.
He's-
Damn, homie, like, can I give you some props? Like, I
Yeah,
bought
but
half this
now
shit
he's
in here
stream-
because of you, and now
Now he's 3 or 4 beers in. He's like, "What's up?"
Hey, ain't no kindness over here, man. I ain't gonna
He's
go over and mow your
he's
lawn.
I
I'm
like
like,
this
okay.
Casey guy. He's got some sauce and some personality. Instead
I'm
of
like,
being
okay, I
rude.
get what this is gonna be like.
You-
Uh,
Don
Let's give a shout out to Scott Woodford. I was going to see Dune this weekend, but it doesn't work with my AMC pass. I'm sure none of you guys have AMC passes, do you?
Oh, Christ, you can't afford the difference.
Used to, can't
Go
anymore. Yeah.
Were you
So
like
wait,
12 kids?
why-
Pay the $3 difference. Go see the movie, dude.
It works for mine. I mean, it works for mine. I have the AMC A list. Works for mine. Scott Woodford. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Yeah, I bought 3 tickets. I'm going to see it Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
Oh wow, you're going
3
3 times.
Well, first 2 are for Dolby versus IMAX. The third time is with the wife because she hasn't seen it, and I'll probably take a nap during that one.
Dude,
Yeah,
why don't you just say, because I'm a fucking nerd? And
dude, you can see 3 movies
like-
in a month.
like
so
I
I'm
do.
seeing it,
I'll admit
maxing them out.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I'll go see
I-
a movie 3, 4, 5.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, I'm a nerd.
I may actually go see it twice, depending on how long it'll take to hit Kaleidoscape.
Oh, okay.
Because you know how sometimes they wait
Yeah.
like 5-6 months.
Dude,
know, we're
if they
like-
have it on that 3-screen theater, man, that sounds.
I would definitely like to see it there. Yeah.
And they have
Oh,
full-
the 40X or something? Not 40X. Is it 40X? Yeah, 40X. Right? Where it wraps around you.
Theater, they revamped it and they rebuilt it. It's really cool.
Really.
I've seen a couple of movies there that were just stunning. The sound was amazing. It wasn't a certified Dolby theater, but it was pretty badass.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
I don't know, man. I love watching movies. Since I was a little kid, my dad took me to the movies every weekend, almost every weekend, including, not in the opening of Star Wars, because I wanted to see it so bad. I saw the commercials, and I'm older than you guys. You don't remember that because if you were born, you were really, really, really little. And I've just been hooked ever since. I love home theater. I love the science. I love just the experience of it. A really properly designed room, acoustically treated, the dimensions laid out, the angles, the calibration.
Mhm.
It's nothing short of magic. But I still love to get my daughter, get my girlfriend, or
Mhm.
whoever, or a friend like Casey or somebody local, and let's just nerd out and go see a movie, get
Right.
popcorn. It's just cool, man. It's just,
Right.
I love it. I love both because I think you can't have one without the other. You still have to have the cinematic experience. That's still world class. We may have a little bit sharper picture and a little bit sharper sound, but we don't have the auditorium, the great hall theater. I mean, there's just something cool about that.
Yeah.
Call me silly, but I dig it.
I don't know.
And,
Yeah.
and that's the proper place to use compression horn drivers. Just saying.
About to start some shit in the comments.
Scott Woodford with a $2 super chat. Oh yeah, the fan screening, it was omitted, I believe, from the A list, so you couldn't do it for the fan screening. I tried that myself. I tried to go that early show. I couldn't get in there. But yeah, I mean when I went to that theater in Germany, it was like in a warehouse, so it had that actual movie theater vibe to it because it was so big. And there was just like so much space was in there that it felt like a commercial theater instead of just like a large home theater. So I could see if I had a spot like that, maybe I wouldn't go to the theaters as much because you really got that vibe. Like, you go to like your home theater or my home theater. Well, I don't know how big your room. Well, I know how big it is, but it probably feels like a home theater. But mine would feel like a home theater. But that you get
Well,
the scale. You know what I mean?
I feel
Shane,
you.
I've done some really big scale theaters
Yeah.
for like a community. They had a community theater, and they had the traditional uncomfortable push down like stadium, seating, um, with big screens, from 220-inch to 300-inch screens. But a really good size 16, 18, 20, 25-foot ceilings,
Mhm.
open like some theaters
Yeah.
I've recently done, a 220-inch diagonal screen, which is 16 feet wide. It really gives you that cinematic experience.
Yeah.
But our normal size theaters, we try to mimic that as best we can, as big a screen as
Hmm.
we can.
Yeah.
Somebody told me a long time ago. They said the secret to a amazing theater is when you sit down and the lights go down and you watch the movie, that the walls disappear. So if you're on the deck of a pirate ship, you hear the ship creaking and cracking around you, the ocean,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then above you you hear the wind blowing in the sails, and that always kind of stuck with me, and that's true. That's why it's important, if you want to do a theater properly, do the right acoustics, the right lighting, the right relationship from your speakers and screen to your seating position, your seating. It's super important, and you can really achieve that, but it takes
Mhm.
a lot of effort to do that.
I don't like. I know what you're talking about, but I don't think you can get that in like maybe like a 20 by 20 room or something like
To a
that. You know what I
point,
mean?
to a point. Like I think the
Mhm.
room that you have now, Shane, and
Hmm.
well, listen. When I was in Casey's theater, is your theater wider than is deep, Casey? It
No,
seems
it's
like,
deeper than wider.
is it? But it doesn't
Mhm.
seem that way.
It's
It's a pretty
16 by
wide.
20, so it's
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a pretty wide theater at
Mhm.
15. I never really got, when I watched it, because his relationship of his screen and audio to the seating position was really spot on, dude. I got to be honest with you. Like you you did really good on it. Sorry.
Thank you.
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
that's
I know
really
what you're
all.
saying, Shane. The really big giant theaters just have a little bit different feel. The decay rate and various different things
Yeah.
matter. But to me, like Gene De La Sala's theater at 20 wide and 25 deep, to me is like a perfect size. It's enough
Yeah.
to put a couple rows of seating and some bean bags if you get an overflow of people coming in. But it's still big enough to be expansive, but small enough to be somewhat intimate. Maybe
Mhm.
I just like that
Yeah.
size.
Um,
Yeah.
I
I
can
feel
feel a
like
lot.
well, I feel like the intimate thing is what takes it away from feeling more like a commercial theater
Eh,
because everything's so enclosed. You know what I mean?
no, I hear you, but what can you do? I mean, everybody's limited to what they have. I live in an open floor plan, great room with open to the kitchen and laundry room and guest bathroom, guest rooms, and all that. And it has ceilings that go all the way up to 12 foot, and it's weird angles.
Wait,
But
time out. Can we just post up what Kellen said?
what Kellen say? Oh man, that guy's on here, man, up in
You're the
Kentucky.
perfect size, Don. We all love your size.
Man, size matters, bitch.
Oh boy. No, but seriously though, I agree with you. And one of the big things that I went into this doing was like, and it's funny because I remember having this conversation with Kellen as well. Was Kellen and Matt Blair was I just want everything to sound balanced. Like I don't want you to come into the room and feel like you hear one thing better than you hear another thing. Um, and I think from an audio perspective, I achieved that objective. The video perspective, I'm kind of feeling otherwise because I feel like where I thought the Mad VR, that where the Envy was going to be like really inconspicuous. For me personally, I feel like every time it's on, I notice that it's on. From like the HDR colors,
Yeah.
the dynamic tone mapping, I feel like I always notice that extra pop that's coming from it, and I love that. But I guess that's a little bit out of balance, but it's the one thing that I'll just live with. But audio, I feel like is super important to be balanced. So, I don't want to feel more bass than I should. I don't want to hear more high frequencies than I should. I don't want
Uh,
to hear any more mid range than I should in the vocals. I just, I
I'm
want it
going
to
to
be
invite
smooth.
you over next week. I'm going to invite you over next week.
You a lie.
Nah, next week in the evening, you're going to bring Jody. We're going to grab some dinner. We're going to come back here and do some listening. I'm
All
going
right.
to show you what's up.
Okay.
Cool.
You heard him, right, Shane?
I heard him. First
I'm
off,
gonna call you that same
What's
day.
up, Mark?
Mark Reed, thank you, Mark,
What's up,
for
man? Dude, love you, Mark.
thank you, Mark, for joining my Patreon today. Really appreciate that.
Mark's the
Your
man,
Patreon, your Patreon subscriber, you get a shout out.
Much
Unless it's a
love.
different Mark. Unless it's a different. No, it's Mark Reed. Okay.
dude. What?
Unless it was a
Much
different
love.
Mark, but no, it's the same
Much
Mark.
love.
Let's talk Zone of Interest at the right time, Shane. Oh, that's a movie. I haven't seen that yet. That Jabrubin. Haven't seen. Has anybody seen that Zone of Interest?
No, sir.
I think I saw it on the Kaleidoscape store today. Can we talk about how Kaleidoscape always gets movies like a month early?
I mean, I love it, but it's just sometimes Kaleidoscape be on some bullshit sometimes. Like sometimes
What you mean?
You know
What do you
what I'm
Break
mean?
it down now. Break it down,
You know
dog.
what? Listen, I don't work for anybody, so I'm gonna say how I feel. All right.
Well,
If you
I
guys
don't either, man.
if you guys lose some sales, I don't know. But
Last
here's
time
the
I
thing.
checked,
I
the
love it
Kaleidoscape was
in
never-
general. I love it. But sometimes the studios send them, like lesser versions until the disc comes out. And so, like for instance, a good example of this would be what is it? What's that movie? The Book of Clarence would be a good example of this, and also Beekeeper as well. So they're both on.
Yeah.
They're both on
The Beekeeper
Kaleidoscape.
should be up for the Academy Award.
It's not in Atmos either. What's up with that?
And that's my point. It's not in Atmos. It's like what are we doing here?
Is it
So-
digital in Atmos?
No, it's not.
That's
Like
weird.
if you go to Voodoo, it's also not in that. Well, I don't know about Beekeeper. Book of Clarence was
I
not.
saw it.
But I don't
the
know
Book
about
of Clarence.
I'll have to look now.
Was that a Netflix movie?
No. It was in theaters.
Was that Jay-Z movie? Produced movie?
It might have been.
It was like
The
the
same-
Jesus movie?
Yeah, it was.
Was it good?
I thought it
kinda
was
wa-
really good.
Really? It looked kind of whack when I saw
Yeah.
the trailer. I was like, what is
Yeah,
this?
I actually thought it was really good. I watched it last week finally, and I was like,
Hey,
you know what?
Casey,
This was
did
actually
you
good.
did you watch the first 3 episodes of The Bad Batch?
No, I have not watched it yet,
You-
and you don't say a damn thing. Let me
Hey,
watch it tomorrow. I was gonna watch it tonight, and then
I'm
you
just-
told me to get on
There's
here.
a gentle nudge, man. Just chill out, bro.
That
Chill
just,
out.
that just tells you how much I love you.
Yeah, well, dude, I wouldn't kill your dream, dog. You know what I'm saying? You're my boy.
Let's see. The
Oh,
Beekeeper.
Hey, Shane,
Somebody's going to jail.
We gotta have my boy Casey on all the time because he's righteous. Dude. Like, and he's got all the shit. Ain't nobody
I
can
just-
dog him.
I just
Ain't
tell it
nobody
like
can dog
it
him.
is.
He ain't paid my no. He's like, no, that's just cool. But let me tell you, but I don't.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's the only big thing for me about
It's
Kaleidoscape.
keeping it real with Casey.
Hey, everybody that knows me knows that I'll tell you straight up if something's garbage or something's good because I paid for it, so I could say what
I'm trying to
what I
tell
want.
you.
So it does on Voodoo, the Beekeeper. It does have Dolby Atmos, but
Really? Wow.
yeah, it still
Oh,
doesn't have it on
you got
Kaleidoscape.
Godzilla -1 on Kaleidoscape.
I wish it did.
No,
I
you-
really want to see that.
I gotta
movie.
check my Plex server.
That was a good movie.
Shane, you saw
That
that movie,
surprised me.
right?
Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I don't like to read, but I got caught up in it. It was like a little emotional.
At least the man's honest. Shame me.
I don't like to read.
I talk my ass off, but don't like to read. Are you gonna get banned for this? Don levels loud.
Oh wait, I'm wrong. They have upgraded the Beekeeper. It does now have Dolby Atmos.
Oh snap! Let
Oh
me see that.
shit! But it's still up for rent though, so now I'm still not gonna watch it.
Oh, what you mean? I
Yeah.
thought you could buy it.
Anybody gonna watch that twice though?
Nah,
I
it's
mean,
on premium
it, like
rental, and you can
it's eye
only
candy,
rent it.
and yeah, he's a badass. I'm good for
Mhm.
10, 12 years until I'm bored one night in
Oh.
2034 and I want to watch some shit. You know what I mean? Oh, Beekeeper, that was good.
Jessica Chastain. You know what was a good
You know
movie?
what
The
I'm
Iron
talking
Claw.
about.
Did
You
you
guys
see the
know what I'm
Iron
about.
Claw?
No.
That was a good movie. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, that was a good movie. I'm not a wrestling fan, but it was still a good movie.
I tried to watch it. I watched a little bit of it. I might watch it when we're done, if we're ever done.
I don't know what Zac Efron did to his jaw, but that thing, he looked exactly like He-Man in the movie.
He
was-
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Probably,
like
Yeah.
Prince Adam.
probably on some juice, man.
Yeah.
He's definitely on some juice,
Like,
100%.
so tired of getting picked on.
But he got big for that movie though.
Godzilla
He's-
-1 is pretty good. It's not, I would call it a fucking masterpiece.
It's weird because he's only like
Yeah.
5'6" or 7" or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's a
And
little
all-
dude.
And all the wrestlers they're playing are like
My
6 foot
girlfriend's
something.
Japanese, so I should love it.
What are you
I
saying,
did like
Don?
I don't know. We're talking about Iron Claw. He's talking about Japanese people.
We're talking about Godzilla. It's called a dual show, 2 formats at the
Oh,
same time. It's revolutionary. Zach was Charles are sexting on the cheeks.
Mark Reed said, yeah, he saw it last night. He shattered his
Breaking it down
jaw.
tonight.
He said he shattered his jaw years ago, but I mean, come on.
Oh,
How did
nah.
he shatter his jaw?
Clearly,
He
he
looked like
got some
that
shit
shit was
done.
last week.
Gangbang? Zach! Yeah, dog should be in your mouth.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
Oops.
Yeah, I got a few things that I do need to watch, but right now I'm like super focused on seeing Dune. That's
Oh,
like
dude, that's like, I read that when I was in middle school. That means were you even born?
probably not.
Or close. You were just a little one.
How does the first one compare to the movie, the book,
It's
in
pretty
your
good.
opinion?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that part 2 is going to cover.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you'd have to have a mini series like Shogun. You know, actually did a really good job with it was the Sci-Fi Channel. In I think it was the 90s, they did a Dune series and it was like 5 or 6 episodes, and that was epic and closer to the book than anything I've seen so far. You know, it's today's economy and today's day and age. It's hard to do a Lord of the Rings trilogy type series. I mean, he's lucky to get it in 2 pieces.
Yeah.
But I thought the first half was stunning. I
Yeah.
thought the casting was great. It was you can't go from Lynch's because Lynch's was just artsy and weird in 80s. And it was
Mhm.
okay. I still like watching it, but the one they redid was really good. Muad'Dib, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's a story that meant a lot to me as a
Mhm.
kid. It was you ever have a movie or a story or really a book? I don't know if you guys ever read. I know Casey probably reads.
Shane doesn't read clearly. He just said it a little while ago.
But when you're young in the 80s and you read Dune, you're like, it was a heavy read, man. It was hard.
The original people love that original movie. I watched it.
Burned my brain up trying to
Bro, let me tell you
understand what
something.
he meant, but it was
Now-
about the human condition, man.
Now Jody is a huge Dune fan. Like
Is she?
hardcore, yeah.
Dune
Hardcore
and
Dune
Lawrence
fan.
of Arabia have a lot of similarities, dude.
Yeah.
Look,
So
do the online, do the comparison. Trust me.
we tried to. So I got the original Dune for her, the one from the 80s, and I
Mhm.
tried to sit up and watch it. But
It's
as soon
bad.
as they got to the point where they were fighting with the shields, and the shields
Yeah.
look like
Like the
blocks,
80s
they look like
though, dude.
roadblocks. I was like, I can't do it.
Come on,
I can't.
dog.
I can't.
Come on. But you know,
Yeah,
my
dude.
generation, that was like state of the art. Damn, look at that.
Yeah, I mean back then,
No,
technically
listen,
it was
cool.
because ILM was coming in the game and they were
Oh, don't
killing
even get me started,
all of
dude.
that.
You want to do a Star Wars stream one night?
Yeah, we can get it.
Like we talk about it all, our experiences, who we are, the
Oh, yeah.
fandom, going and cosplaying at cons, going to Star Wars Celebration,
Oh
watching
yeah.
the movies, watching the TV shows, watching, reading the expanded universe stuff. I'm sure.
Or we just-
Are you
Yeah.
that deep of a nerd?
How
I
did
am.
you veer off from Dune over to Star Wars really so quickly like that?
The alcohol in his hand.
We're just hanging out, dude. We got ADHD. And we're drinking
That's
on
how
your
it happened.
show, on your dime.
That's exactly how it
But you know
happened.
what? I think we're the kind of guys most people want to hang out with.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? Like, I love cinema. I love movies. I just, everybody's so uptight, man. Just chill out, dude. It's all about having a good
Well,
time. You know?
I am
Yeah.
interested in seeing what new Star Wars stuff comes out in the near future. I'm really hoping that Acolyte is good. I'm
Yeah.
really hoping that
Have you seen all the fake trailers for the Acolyte?
it's been
Like Dark
ridiculous.
trailer and
Like,
all these companies are putting out.
why does YouTube even allow that bullshit? Is that not like some sort of a copyright
Every
infringement?
time I go to Google on my phone, it's got the Acolyte trailer or this and that. Then I look
Yeah,
at the Dark trailer and I know it's all BS.
yeah,
Like, come on, man, that ain't cool, dude. Why would you even want to do that? Just for clickbait? Like,
yeah. That's why.
it's a
Oh man,
crazy
all those
world.
shows lately it's been sucking. But except for Andor. Andor was good, but Boba Fett was trash.
Both
Andor.
that was bad. Yeah.
Here's
Andor
me
was
watching.
Kenobi?
Here's me watching Andor.
Kenobi?
Kenobi
Except
was good
The end.
on episode 1
When he
and
fought
then
Vader.
episode
The last one.
6.
Yep.
When he fought Vader, dude, that was really
Six made up for all of it. It was
Yeah.
like
And
to
the
see them
Princess
fight
Leia.
again was like you can't. To me personally, the best lightsaber fights have Anakin and Obi-Wan in them. So like
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see them go at it one more time, I'm like, oh please, please, please. Other than that, I'm like, you can cancel it.
Yeah.
So
Last season of Mandalorian, lackluster too. I mean, that dude was barely in the show.
yeah, it was a little weak. Ahsoka, I thought was good up till
I-
the Anakin episode.
I don't know,
and then it
man.
just
God,
got-
so
I
good.
love this stuff. So I was a huge Rebels fan and enjoyed that show.
Me too.
It's really great animation, and it's not for kids necessarily. It's
Mm-hmm.
got some pretty deep shit on it, but I really enjoyed that quite a bit. So Ahsoka was like seeing everything that I enjoyed on this show in live action in flesh. I thought it was cool. I thought they casted it well. I mean,
Mhm.
I loved it. I absolutely.
I just
loved
thought
it.
the story after it felt like they put all their eggs into Anakin versus Ahsoka and Anakin teaching Ahsoka that lesson.
Yeah, but it
but
was
then
cool to
after-
have Anakin back.
Oh, it was amazing. He looked like he
Yeah.
hadn't missed a fucking beat.
He, what's
He did like he's
he
still.
must be foliating or something. He's got like cucumbers in his eyeballs because
I'm like, is he a samurai for real? Like he's moving like he's still in his 20s. I'm like, Jesus.
Well, there was some CGI going on that too, but I really enjoyed that show, and
Yeah.
I was shocked to see the name. But listen, they're Star Wars fans. You're never gonna please Star Wars fans.
No.
The closest to pleasing them ever was the end episode of Mandalorian season 2 with Luke.
Yeah,
Everybody,
I'd agree.
I cried. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but
Well, they shoot everything. Everything seems so small though, because you keep shooting on that stage. I don't know if you ever noticed, all the sets are always like
they're
half
using
circles.
Direct-view LEDs.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, everything is always rounded.
They don't have
I'm like,
to do
dude.
that.
Well, I mean, like I said, if you look at the sets that they're on, there it's always a half crescent. It's always just the front of the screen, so you can always tell they're on the set. So,
So what
every
are you
time you
guys
look at it,
excited about besides Dune that's coming out? I want to see that new Road Warrior movie, man. That looks dope.
Deadpool 3 for me is my next.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw the
Yeah.
trailer for it today.
Yeah.
Like with Wolverine at the end. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah,
What
he's
else
go,
is
he's
coming out in
he's
March?
gonna fuck that. He's gonna fuck that MCU up. And I
He's
can't. I'm
like-
totally
He's
here
like, I'm
for
the
it.
king of Marvel or the master.
Yeah, he said, "I'm Marvel Jesus." I was
I'm
like,
Marvel.
"Yes,
Marvel Jesus. I'm like, what?
destroy it all." Thank you.
What? Huh?
Yeah,
Well,
man.
you know what? Marvel needs some Jesus right now because they have veered so far to the left, dude. They're falling off a cliff. Nobody wants to see their stuff.
But I feel like that's just to almost to echo what
But you
Shane
like
said earlier.
Marvel, so there we go.
To echo what Shane said earlier, it's all comic book movies are falling victim to this. It's like they just took like, it's just like they had a year or two worth of ideas that were just a whole bunch of ideas, but they were all a whole bunch of shit ideas.
I love strong characters, and I love strong female characters. You know, Ripley, one of my icons in my youth and my life, and you know, and she's an icon. What strong character? But when you just force it, like they do, and make it almost seem unnatural, I think it's a little bit weird. You know,
I think for
and
me,
I know that's a slippery slope, and I mean no disrespect in
yeah.
any way, but some of it feels forced, dude. Like they're trying to send us a message rather than entertain us.
I don't feel like it's a message more than I just feel like they don't. They haven't really fully fleshed out. Like they've already fleshed out what most people like about male heroes, but I feel like they haven't done that with female heroes yet. And it's like sometimes it works good, and then other times it works awful. And I don't know if they're really trying to pay attention to that, or if they're just trying to appease a more liberal audience.
Yeah,
Well,
it's weird.
it's not working for Marvel. It's just not
No,
working.
it's not
Yeah,
working
at all.
Marvel's like,
Yeah, not even a little bit. Yeah,
Marvel.
not even a little bit. And that's me as a person who actually liked the
Well,
Marvel.
just some of it I watch and I'm like, yeah, it's cool, man, and I dig it, and I love the idea, but like, everybody's female in the movie, you know what I mean? And everybody's not female in society, you know what I mean? There's a mixture of people coming
True.
into it. So
I don't mind the diversity at all. It's just it just needs to make good. I mean, I'm 44 years old. I lived in the time where you saw nothing but white leads. And
sure.
for the most part, I'm so used to it, it doesn't matter to me if it happens or not. But I'm definitely happy to see more diverse leads, but you gotta make it look and sound
Real.
right. Yeah, real. Like
No, it's got. That's what I'm saying.
I don't need to see every
Like,
black guy
it's like,
get on
oh,
the screen
Indian
looking
girl
like
check,
Jar Jar Binks
girl
on some
check,
bullshit.
Asian
Like,
girl
I don't want
check,
to see that.
white girl check. Like
I don't need to see all the women look entitled or like over emotional. Like, stop, fucking stop. Like, you guys they gotta figure it out. But I guess that's just because we're like in the
But
nuance.
in our real world, all that blends. Nobody cares. You're standing at Starbucks. You're hanging out. You're going to the movies. Nobody cares.
They
But
did
they
it
make
good
it
in I don't know if it was the season 2 or season 3 of Mandalorian, where it was like the whole ending was just all female, and they had that last battle. And I was sitting there watching, and I stopped for a second. I was like, "Oh shit, these are all." I was like, "Oh, these are all chicks, and they're having like this big war or whatever." I was like, "Oh, they're doing it right," because I was actually like really enjoying it, and I just realized I was like, "There's no guys in this." I was like, "Oh, all right, so that's good when they can do it, and you don't realize it."
Some of my favorite movies are all girls.
Pornhub or X videos?
I was about to say the same thing. I'm pretty sure. You know this.
Beautiful art. Who cares what it is? We don't put labels on things, right? Not in this day and age.
Oh man. Yeah, but I mean they'll get it right. They'll get it right eventually. But you know, it's the time we live in. So let them figure it out.
We can have a chat where we can all like talk about cool stuff and just talk about real stuff. You know what I mean?
Nah, but when they come out when they have a Hawkeye show, they're gonna give us a female Hawkeye's daughter. They're gonna give us a female Iron Man with Riri Williams, or whatever her name is. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get Black Widow's little sister. We're gonna get the Ms. Marvel, the young Indian girl. I mean, it's already 4.
I love her though. I got to be honest with you. I love her,
dude. I kind of dug that.
I thought her first season, the first 2 episodes, I remember Jodie being like they were weak, and I think I agreed too. But as it ended, I was like, you know what? She got flavor. I like. She
got both of them at the end, right?
But who's
did she get them both?
Who's the Avengers though? Who's the Avengers? I just named 4 Avengers there.
Don't nobody know that. That I don't even think Disney knows who the Avengers are right now.
It's the Avengers 2.0. Listen, the bottom line is we we can't minimize what film and shows are in relevance to our life. There are escapism, there are storytelling. We're not couch potatoes. You can enjoy a few hours of video and audio at night and still work
Right.
out and still eat right. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's absolutely phenomenal. And so these things are important to us. Like I'm taking time and scheduling time in my life to go see this Dune Part 2 movie because it's important to me. And I've done that with Star Wars movies. I was midnight premieres, Aliens, you name it, going
Hmm.
back, Matrix movies. So they are important to us.
Hmm.
More important than we probably realize. How much of our language or the things we say, our diatribe, so to speak, our what we say to people is comes from movies. It's from the Terminator, I'll be back to whatever. I mean,
Right.
I do it all the time. Half the things I say come from movies.
Yeah. Get that. I can dig it.
Yeah, it's important, and I don't want us to lose sight of focusing on the hardware because it's all just a mechanical and scientific way to give us back what the director intended us to see, and I think that's pretty damn cool.
Right. And I'm all good for the director's intent until it comes to grain, because I am what Shane
Oh,
a grain hater.
come on, man.
If there's a dictionary that Shane has right next to that name, it should be
So you
my
don't like
thing.
Zack Snyder movies?
It's tough
He is
because
he's-
I
300?
he's a
300
king.
is tough. But I look at
What?
300 with a grain of salt because I'm like, he intended to do that. Like his new one that was on Netflix.
Rebel Moon. Did you like
I
Rebel
was
Moon?
like,
Oh
God,
God,
man,
that was
bro.
Wait, was that even grainy?
Up to it, dude. No character development. I mean, the visuals were cool. I'm hoping part 2 is going to bring it all together because man, I was like, dude, I wanted to dig this and I just
Yeah,
Isn't there
Right?
supposed to be a director's cut of it?
I hope
I don't know if
so.
that's gonna save the movie or
You
not.
always
But
got
Nah, it ain't gonna save it now. But
He's like, y'all didn't like the one movie I made. I got director's cut. I'm like, this is
yeah,
bad.
no, I would agree. It wasn't. It was. I mean, it had some pretty cool action, but it was very. I would say that's like another on the surface movie. Like there wasn't really any. Like you didn't really
Didn't he
get.
direct? Didn't he direct the 300?
Yeah, Zack Snyder
Yeah.
directed 300.
I dug that movie though, dude.
Yeah.
I like his
Leary just said that.
his slow motion.
Seriously.
Cases, but
How much bourbon you have? How much bourbon you have, Don?
It's like he's going backwards. he got no bourbon left. He's just out.
I'm an
Nah, but I agree with you, Don. Like I feel like that movie was like, I don't know what they would think. Like it could have been dope, but I'm just like I went into it going, okay, this was gonna be a Star Wars movie, and
Yeah.
now it's not. So I'm not expecting to see Imperials and all that other shit, but I'm expecting to get a good storyline that I could get behind. And I
I
felt like
like the
it did.
actors and actresses. I
Mhm.
don't know if I like the characters that much.
He didn't give us anything on the characters. That's why we
Yeah,
didn't like it.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, you didn't really get anything from it. Like if you go back and watch that movie, because I watched it twice, I think, just to kind of get a
God.
good feel for it. I know,
Why would
whatever.
you do that?
If you go to the point where they start to you start to meet all of the supporting cast, if you pay attention, you meet all of the supporting cast the exact same way.
Yeah.
And it's like y'all couldn't come up with nothing. Like how this movie is how
There
old?
was a
You
there was a writer's strike.
same. Yo, but he had this way before the writer's strike. He pitched that idea to Disney
Years ago.
when they first bought Lucasfilm.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on, you had more than enough time to have somebody behind you go, bro. That's the same shit again and again.
Casey,
It was.
let me just tell you. Can I tell you something? This is the beginning of a beautiful live stream career for you because you're amazing. I love hanging out with you, dude. Bye. Sorry, Shane. You're cool too.
People gonna hate me.
You know what?
You didn't
I
like
don't
my
want to.
movie. I
I
hate
don't
you.
care if anybody
my
hates you.
gosh.
I don't really want to know.
Do you hold on? Do you know what somebody did today? I sent the screenshots over to Matt. We got off. We did the live stream today. Somebody had signed up to do 2 different gay forums, and they said, "Please verify your email address," and they named it Shane Lee Gay HT for 2 different gay forums. I was like, dude,
You know, dude, it's cool.
it's like, are you
Oh,
serious,
Cool,
man?
man. I mean, I've always kind of known, but it's cool.
Shane, I'll give you $100 if you change that to your name for 24 hours.
You know how, Casey? You know, this shit's on the internet forever. He disappeared. He broke his computer. He's a trip. He's cool, huh?
Well, I mean, like, how bored are you where you got to go up to a couple of gay forums and sign up with my name? I'm like, really, guys?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm sure you've got your secret admirers. I mean,
I'm like,
but it is
Jesus,
the
man.
internet, dude.
But you want to
Yeah.
know something though, Shane? You have some popularity on you, brother. Because I remember one time I had responded to, I had made a comment on one of your posts, on one of your videos, and somebody hit me up acting like they were you, and they were like, "Oh,
What?
you won one of my little sweepstakes things."
Yeah,
blah,
yeah,
blah,
yeah.
blah. He's asking me for my phone number, for all of this, and I said, "Wait a minute, this ain't no goddamn Shane Lee. Hold on. Why would you ask me this?" And then I realized I started paying more attention. I'm like, this is not him.
You
So-
know, I barely answer anybody's. But
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I'm like, he doesn't even answer my comments. Like, what? I won a sweepstakes? No, I didn't. I didn't win shit.
I ain't trying to give nothing to nobody for free.
Oh man, you're not gonna have no giveaway, Shane? Nothing.
Yeah, nobody cares. I try to do giveaways. Nobody cares. Like,
Really?
nobody. I used to do that shit at the beginning when I first started. We used to be like, "Yo, we're gonna give away free movies, blah blah blah," blah. And we get like 2 subscribers. I'm like, nobody
Really?
cares.
Oh wow, I'm surprised. I wonder if that's the same thing for others. Well, I would. I mean, the dudes at Dream Media, Kellen and Zach, they probably get more. They probably get more pull with that because they're actually dealers, right? It's probably
They're good.
easier for them.
Really good friends of mine. They're super cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Now Gene does that shit sometimes too, and he's like, "It doesn't really do anything." I'm like, "Yeah,
doesn't?
no." I was like,
Well, hold on. So, what's the goal? Is the goal to actually get somebody to win, or is the goal to get people to subscribe so that?
"Subscribers, of course, views and subscribers." Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody wants to talk about True Detective season 4. That's an interesting subject. Have you guys seen True Detective season 4?
I stopped after season 2.
Did you? Season 3 was great.
What that was with Jodie Foster? No, that's season 4.
No, season 4.
With
Did
with
you say,
the
Casey?
No, I didn't.
season 1 was awesome. It was like 7.
I'm still trying to digest how I feel about True Detective season 4. Although I really dug it, I kind of really pissed on it too. So you guys see that. We'll talk about it later.
There are 2 female leads in it. Am I correct on that?
That's irrelevant. They're both badass. I love them. I mean, really, honestly, irrelevant. But it was cool.
Was it?
Yeah, I gotta check up on this.
The lesbian orgy was really awesome.
In The Boys? Did you see The Boys?
I'm kidding. I'm joking. Yeah, I've seen The Boys. And
What was that called? Was it called Orgasm Con or some shit like that?
Yeah.
what?
The Boys orgy scene episode.
Don, you never saw what's it called? Orgasm Herogasm.
Herogasm, yeah.
You never saw that episode?
Yes.
That was nuts. That's probably the wildest shit that I've ever seen on a TV show.
Dude, did you see the spin-off series? Where the kids are
Gen
on
V.
top?
Oh, I gotta finish that.
It's good.
Dude,
BRB.
so it's every bit as good as The Boys. 100%.
Yeah.
Shane had to go pee.
Yeah, I heard him.
He's
He's
been
got
drinking
to
beer.
pee. He's got about 13 of them on his desk.
I was like, 1, 2.
How many, how many times you gonna pull up a new one?
I'm pretty sober mostly.
You are relatively sober compared to last night.
Oh, kettle calling the pot motherfucking black.
You're right.
Really? For real?
Because we were
Really?
both lit.
Really, Casey? Come on now. I know you're trying to look good in front of your people, and I
We were
love you.
both lit.
He's a good man. He a good man. He a
No,
good
you're right. We were both out of it
We
last
were
night.
lit last night.
That is
dude.
very
I'm like,
true.
hey man, I fucking love you. And I love you, your wife. You're my people. Woo! You're
I
like,
was like, we
I
love you too,
What are you
man. We
wearing?
love you too, man. Catch us sober, we were like, yeah, what up, man? What's up?
We shouldn't be on it. This is just talk, hanging out. You know, Shane's supposed to run this.
I know.
This show. Shane's supposed to have a theater to roast. Other your ghost theater from years ago, dude. I like
Yeah.
your theater. In fact, I love your theater. I just want to fix the bass.
Yeah, that's really like the only thing
Like,
that
no
I
offense,
need
love
to
it,
make
but
it. I need to make the bass in the room
you
so that
like
it's
tight.
functional.
like-
Yes.
You like tight, accurate.
Yeah.
I'm
I
telling
need
you.
it to
Man,
be
the Martys
tight,
are cool,
accurate.
impressive, but dude, come over here and listen, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
But the other thing for me though is that I just need to make sure that it is not shaking my house to death. Because those Martys,
God. Oh my
you know where
God.
my office is.
Are
You know where my
Really?
office is.
You just said that to me. You
Yeah.
got 2 18s the size of refrigerators, and you're worried
Yeah.
about, oh, if I put some sealed 18s and it might come on now. Come on
I
now.
don't know. That's the one part of the uh that's the one part of the environment that I am not very knowledgeable of. Bass.
Well, base is the
I don't have
foundation.
I don't have that yet. So I just know what feels good and what doesn't. So
Yeah.
I have to listen to you guys, to be honest with you. So
Which
Hi,
is,
Shane.
I just came in when you said I know what feels good and what doesn't feel good.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
pertaining to what?
let me give you context there. That's where you came in. I was talking about bass, and I was like, that's the one
Bass.
part of the hobby that I am not like. You know, when I need to talk about bass, I'll talk to Don, I'll talk to Matt Blair, I'll talk to Steve Smith. I'm like, okay, how do I get some balance in this room? Those guys, those are my go-to guys. So that's why I'm like, I got to
You
work
need
on this.
listen. What I found from being a professional integrator,
Talking about
installing
True Detective
tons
season
and tons-
4?
What?
Weren't we talking about True Detective season 4? Are we talking about subwoofers?
You
Yeah,
said
man,
about
you're gone.
marriage?
You left. You can't leave us to run the damn show.
Just real quick.
You
It's
listen
going
to
off the
us.
rails.
I was trying to lean in that I've done a lot of shit, but let me tell you what I've learned. Okay, you got to have a lot of subs. Okay, now lots of subs, lots of subwoofers, at least 4. If you can have 4, you're in nirvana because it really until I experienced it in my own system, and I've had, dude, crazy amount of audio systems run through my own house, systems I've listened to. We always had 2 subs, occasionally a third one, but having 4 or more is 6, like I have now. It's a sauce, man. It's just so refined and so everywhere. You know what I mean? It's solid and punchy. It's a way to go. It really
What do
is.
you got? You just got 2 of those. You just got 2 subs up front?
No,
Yeah,
he's got one in the back too.
I got one in the
Oh,
back
okay.
just to kind of fill some nulls that I have.
Yeah.
My buddy
Is that like
Dwayne
a monoprice or something?
gave me a sub. I think it's like a 15. It's a 15-inch sub. I don't even
Is it a
remember.
monoprice?
Yeah, I think it is something like that. I just needed there to fill in that null that's in my front row. So it works well to do that, and I'm happy with it. But still, man, I just I needed. I feel like that's the only place in the room that's like lacking. I need to get that ironed out so I can just feel good about myself.
Shane, since we're not formally reviewing anything, you think your audience is cool with us just hanging out, laughing and trash talking like boys do, or
I don't think they care.
you don't care?
I don't give a shit.
Shane's being rather mild tonight.
Oh
They don't
boy.
care.
He's like, I don't have to instigate it. They're just making fools of themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'd rather watch a show like or a stream like this
Hmm.
than some blah 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 about frequencies and this and that. You know what I mean? Like the
Shane,
enjoyment of the
I
hobby.
know. I got a question, Shane. What is your favorite piece of equipment in your theater?
Turn off.
My favorite is probably Trinov. That'd be
Is it?
Trinov. Yeah.
The Trenov, Casey. No matter,
It's
I
like
know
next
it's
level.
stupid
Yeah.
expensive. Let
It
me
Hmm.
is
tell you,
expensive.
the
Ridiculous
Trenov
expensive.
is the shiznit. And
Yep.
Storm Audio too. You wouldn't hurt yourself doing, but the Trenov's just like it's got everything you could
Hmm.
ever want and need for any
It's almost
theater
like,
you ever want to do for that reason.
I mean, it's just like you can add all the channels you want, like channels you don't even need in spaces you didn't think about. You can do that. You can, as far as reviewing movies, I mean, you could see what the hell's going on in the mix. It's almost like having my own clipple, except for audio mixes.
Right. Right.
It just fucking just sounds good. It's just versatile. It's upgradable.
Hmm.
Except for the cost.
sound
I mean,
quality,
it just does
listen,
everything.
the audiophile that I am, that's important to me, is the sound quality. The sound
Hmm.
quality is 100% mega high end audio file sound quality. So you're getting that kind of sound quality, that kind of processing, that kind
Hmm.
of flexibility. That's why it's a premium price on it. It's a
Hmm.
world beater product, and I've done the maximum that they make on that and on a theater, and I have no regrets about specking it in. I feel
Hmm.
like no other product could have done in our applications that we've used it on what the Trenoff could have done.
Hmm.
I mean, how many processors are out there that had, I mean, this thing came out like 2015, 16, and it's still on the same chassis. Whereas if you were to buy Marantz or
Yeah.
JBL, there's going to be a new one out in like another year or
Right.
so.
NAD, they all
Right.
promise upgradability. Very
Yeah.
few ever deliver on it. I'm just
Yeah. Like
telling you.
nobody.
You buy a product and it claims to be future proof and upgradable,
Hmm.
be very leery of it because I've
Yeah.
had multiples in the past
Hmm.
offer that, then the next year just forget it, like that never happened.
Okay, that makes
And like,
sense. What
Integra,
did you
yeah.
have before then?
Integra.
What I, well, I started the channel with like Integra, then I had the Marantz 8805,
Hmm.
and then I had the NAD 17V2, and then I had a JBL, and then I had, well, not personally, I've only had like the Integra and the Marantz. Then all the other
Okay.
stuff was all review stuff.
Okay.
But then I finally bought the Altitude 16,
Mark.
and then I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm in the apartment now, and I've already kind of maxed out the 16. I was like 2 channels away from maxing it out. I was like,
Hmm.
I know I'm gonna get a house, and I know 16 is not gonna cut it for me.
Hmm.
And then so I sold that to one of my patrons, by the way, for a very
You got
low price.
32?
Very
And
nice.
then I went up to the 24.
Oh,
Okay.
And then they come out with the 4-channel extension, so now it's the 28.
Ah.
So I mean, how many other processors out there are just like, listen,
big money,
I'm just going to give
big
you.
money.
They're just like, we're just going to give you an extra 4 channels, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's no other processor has been able to do that yet.
I remember watching Shane's channel, and people were like, "Spare change my ass." It's like, God damn. I get a bad shit.
So much
Dude.
change on it.
I would get so much
there's no
shit.
product. There's
Yeah.
no
I had to
product.
change. I had to change the channel name because of it. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just gonna call it Shane Lee. I'm not gonna call it Spare Change anymore because people they get so upset if I review
Because you're a
anything
narcissist.
Yeah.
anything expensive. I get so much shit for.
I think it's just weird though, because when I look at the climate as far as advertisements, it's like you always either see very, very low budget equipment, or you see very, very high budget equipment. You don't often see a big push for the middle tier stuff.
Well, I think people like
Mm.
cheap. Was it Cheap Home Audio Man?
I don't even know.
He
where
does.
it
He
is.
does expensive shit too, though.
No,
What I
yeah,
think.
but listen, I met that guy at the Florida Audio Expo this last weekend, and he's cool as hell. He's
Who?
super cool dude. Like Randy's his
Oh,
name. He's a great guy. Really
I'm sure
enjoyed
he's a
it.
nice guy. Nobody says
But
he's not a nice
he
guy.
goes up a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
Andrew Robinson, your boy, he goes in and out. I mean, there's a good amount of
I
coverage, Casey. But
I think nowadays most people's flagship is. I don't know. I don't want to be like my mid
what is the
range.
mid range? Because back in the day, an $8,000 set of towers was close to flagship range.
I
Now,
think processors, if it's like 4 or 5 grand, probably in my mind, it's like that's like mid range.
Yeah.
I think you get
yeah,
up above like
yeah,
10, you're in the high.
that's
You're
a
in the
lot
high
of
end.
jack, dude. 4 or 5 grand. So, as it was presented to me by a couple people, drum roll, if you can't afford a Trinov or a Storm, your next step down is the new Marantz home theater processor. Is I've
I
Yeah.
had
think
people,
I can understand that. One of my
I've
good
had a
friends,
few
Ed,
people tell me
picked
that
up
that
one,
is like
and
the piece to go to.
yeah, one of my good friends, Ed, just picked up one, and he is absolutely in love with it. Absolutely in love with it.
But Marantz has like Marantz has a sound to it though.
That's what
It's
I feel like too. Like there's
Yeah.
it's a good
definitely a
signature
sound
though,
to
man.
it. Yeah.
You know,
There once because I had the 8805 for a while, and once I went to the Trinov, even without calibration, I just popped it in there. I was like, oh, I was like, that's why it's expensive.
so
Like without even doing levels, I just popped it in and put on a movie. I was just like, without even messing with it, I was like, oh, the separation and clarity is just automatically there. Whereas on the Marantz and the Denon, it's like I don't want to say the channels would bleed into each other, but it almost sounds like the channels would bleed into each other, so you don't get the clear channel separation that I heard with the Trinov.
Is this pre-Dirac?
If that makes sense.
Is this pre-Dirac or like this is Odyssey?
Yeah, it was Odyssey. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Odyssey's kind of
Even with their Denon A1H as well. I mean, it's still great. It's so I mean, in its flagship price category, great stuff. But then once you put the Trinov in there, there's a distinction. It's the fucking separate. There's
well, there's a reason
separation.
high-end audio.
Yeah.
There's some middle ground, and there's certainly a point of diminishing return on all the products we talk about. Once you reach a certain quality level, I would say that the new Marantz Pre-Pro would kind of make that's the level of performance that is pretty high, right? And any increase in performance, however small, is going to be exponentially more expensive. So when you jump to a Storm or a Trinov, you get more flexibility on a larger theater, more assignability, and you probably get a cleaner amount of sound. I know in the Trinov you do, and the Storm is absolutely phenomenal piece. But that diminishing return line is kind of where that Marantz lives, and like the audio control and a few different pieces. Accuracy makes a pretty nice Pre-Pro that's in that price range. But are you going to hear a difference if you got the right chain, power, processing, amplification, speaker cabling, positioning of speakers in the right kind of speaker? Absolutely, you can hear a difference. 100% can hear a difference. Even somebody with a little bit of diminished hearing in some higher ranges can hear the difference. Amen.
Unfortunately, you got to pay a lot for it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's love for Anthem. I haven't the last one I did was their last generation before they came out with the cool looking ones.
What good is having a hobby if you can't pursue it to the fullest? And as you get better, as you do, you learn what equipment does better. Mountain biking, motorcycling, skiing, whatever you do, it's the same thing.
I don't know. Sometimes though, it can get a little addictive. Like
Well,
damn,
that's the
like
point.
you get to a point where it's like, damn, I want to sit here and enjoy some of this shit, but I keep thinking about upgrading it. So
That's
there
like
should
when
be some type of cool off period.
That's I kind of slowed down doing receivers and processors because I got the Trinov and I was like, you know what? I was like, there's no. I was like, what's the point of me even reviewing anything else? Because it's not going to be as good. So, I stopped doing a lot of receivers and processors because I was already spoiled. I was like, man, there's no need for me to do this anymore.
See, that's why they told you to change the damn name. Because you're making videos for yourself. You gotta make
Excuse me, guys, that change up in here. I got this $20,000 trend off. I need to upgrade. Come on, help me.
Shay's like, fuck you, brokies. Get on my level.
It's all ego, dude. Trust me.
Oh my goodness. Damn, Shane, that's messed up, man. That is all messed up.
The blame.
What I like is like when I see something like I'm a visual guy. Like I like to see like really good looking products first. Like something that really catches my eye. Like the NAD stuff always catches my eye. Like high quality, high build, and they're not exorbitantly expensive.
No, NAD's the bomb, dude.
Yeah,
I'm telling
like
you, everything they make is top shelf. I love it.
Yeah, like stuff like that. That looks super cool. I'm like, oh, I gotta check this out.
Name's another great product. You know,
Name.
Oh yeah, okay.
Dude, they're competitively priced with NAD, and they make some really cool, amazing sounding products.
Now, no, I'm not like throwing shade at Den on Marantz, but their shit sounds the same every year after year. It sounds the same. There's, I think what was it, last year they came out with just a new style. Cool, I like it a lot better than the last one. But it sounds the same. I reviewed the 40 or the 50. I was like, yo, this sounds like the same shit that I reviewed 4 years ago. Year after year, it always sounds the same. It might be a little bit more power, like an extra 5 watts or something every year. They might do an extra little, give you like the Oro 3D update is now free or something like that. Or now there's Dirac. But they always sound the same every year. I've yet to run across a Marantz that I was like, oh, this is a game changer for Marantz. Or
have you tried the AV10?
Yeah.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. It's like an 8805 in a different body. It's got more channels. All right, cool.
Let them eat cake.
I was like, all right.
Really, dude? Right? You know what I'm saying, Casey? Right? Like, really?
Oh my goodness.
You must be an AT&T phone user.
I mean, I might cost a little bit more than the previous ones, but like that don't make it better.
Yeah.
I might look a little bit. Might look a little nicer.
I think you should continue to go back to them though, because it's just, you know what? Like we don't have enough people. We don't have enough YouTubers or interviewers or reviewers doing that stuff, right? Like it's like I'm very used to seeing either high end or low end, none of the stuff in the middle. So like a perspective
what is the middle, Casey? Tell me what the middle is.
I'm gonna say the middle is somewhere in between like $2,000 and $7,000. And that's in the that's from the
that are reviewed in that range.
But I'm in the products I'm talking about. I'm talking about receivers, pre-pros, or AVR. That's what I'm talking about. Because I feel like once you step into a different, like if I'm talking about speakers, that's a different price range. Like mid-range for speakers is different.
Price range on a pre-pro. I mean, how many pre-pros you got? I think Marantz sells their entry-level pre-pros like $3,200. And it's a really kick-ass piece.
I mean, you got the AVM 70, the NVM 90, the JBL.
Oh, dude, well, the 90 is a lot more than that. Then I tell you what, that 90 is
that's a bad motherfucker.
It's no joke.
Yeah, that's a bad boy.
It is demonstrably different than the 70. It's better. I've heard them both. I'm like,
I'm gonna try to get that after I get the because they said what's Andrew said it was like, yeah, just let me know when you want it, and so I'll probably do that when I get my theater intact.
It's a great beat.
Yeah,
Anthem's no
I know Teo's got it.
Shane, can I come back and we roast your theater when it's done?
You know that I've got every time somebody sends me seats, they always send me like 3, so I plan on having 2 rows, but I've got a bunch of seats and I've only got 3 matching ones of each set, so I'm like, yo, I need 6, man. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna have like an empty row behind me or different color seats or something. So I mean, that's already gonna be a negative right off the bat.
Oh, well, listen, you should keep the color that's in there right now. That's gonna be very different.
Yo, I sent that picture to Gene. Gene was like, "This is like the first night I was in there." I was like, "Yo, check out the room." He goes, "Why did you pick pink?" I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I was like, "I just moved in
I
here."
just bought this motherfucker.
He's an engineer, dude. He's an engineer. He's so literal. He's like, dude.
I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well," I said, "I'm going for a Barbie theme." He goes, "Well," he goes, "Ew." He goes, "But if you pick the right seats, it might work." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, I was just kidding, man."
Oh man, that's
Y'all
wild.
crazy. Y'all so crazy.
That's wild.
Crazy.
What's that
All right,
say?
I gotta go hang out with my girlfriend. We've been on here for 2 hours, dude.
Why?
Yeah,
You're
hour
right.
40.
Yeah.
In case
Answer this one, Don, before we log off. Can someone tell me what Anthem sounds like versus Denon?
better, more natural, fuller. I mean, it's a higher end audiophile product.
It's like oranges versus clementines. That's a difference.
Right.
Yeah,
They're
it's gonna
both
be a
good.
little tough.
Some people
mean-
like Denon sound. Some people might like Denon sound better.
Yeah.
So slouch.
The Denon and Marantz has a sound. The AVM 90 is, or the AVM 90 or AVM 70
that's
is definitely going to have a
different.
different sound because of the
Denon doesn't
architecture
have
of the
any
room
bass.
correction. And like that room correction
Look,
is on point.
the best bang for your buck are Japanese receivers or amplifiers. Denon, Marantz, Yamaha. They all give you a tremendous amount of build quality, killer sound. All of them have maybe a little bit different killer sound, but they give you a reliability that goes past some other products that are out there. So I mean, it's something to consider when you're buying a product at that level.
I always like, if I'm doing like a receiver processor or something like that, to shut off all the processing and everything and just listen to it straight. Because obviously, with DSP, you can manipulate shit. But I like to just listen to it for what it is and turn off that stuff, so you get a good idea of the characteristic or the sound signature. And sometimes I'll do that, and some people will be like, "Yeah, you gotta use the fucking Odyssey and tweak it." Well, I was like, "Well, that's not the point." I was like, "I want to know what it sounds like." I was like, "I don't want to manipulate it. I would like to know what it actually sounds like without me interfering with it."
Yeah.
Some people like that. Some people don't.
I did that with I took your advice on that and did that when I upgraded from the Marantz 8015 to the JBL SDP55, and it was an immediate like I immediately noticed the difference.
Is that an RCAM piece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Different badging? Okay.
Yeah. It was an immediate difference. So
I think your room sounds great, dude. Be honest with you.
I am happy with it. I can't say like it's not really much that I don't like about my room.
We'll work with you with the bass.
Yeah, that's what needs to happen. Just fix that bass issue, and then I can invite Shane over.
You're in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, if you ain't in New York or an hour away, I'm never coming there.
I used to live in New York. Does that count?
Mr. Play it safe. Was afraid to fly.
Oh, man. He doesn't like airplanes.
He does not like airplanes.
I don't like to travel anywhere.
That's all right, man. It's all good.
All right. Well, I guess Don's got to bounce. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Casey, for hanging out with us tonight. A new face to the late night home theater crew. Check out his home theater tour over on Michael's Youthman's channel. It's called.
He's never going to have you on again.
It's called Together They Build Their Dream Home Theater.
Yep,
over
me and my baby.
Man. His baby. Those clip speakers.
Don't hate, Shane. Don't hate.